Welcome to our Crypto for Beginners live Q&A. I am going to give everybody a couple of minutes just to even register the fact that we are live. I know I've got some of my students from the class this past week that wanted to jump in, but I've got your questions all written up. So if you can't, that's okay. I'm going to be addressing the things that you've asked me anyway. So you are welcome to join in whenever you can. No rush. I am just going to dive right in and just kind of inform everybody what we're doing. So last week we had an awesome class. Called Crypto for Beginners. It was really Get Wealthy with Crypto for Beginners. Hi, who I can't tell who it is. So it may be that you have not approved your you haven't approved StreamYard to show your comments. So you might want to go and log in and following the instructions that I put in our group. I'm not sure if you did, but if you haven't, you might want to go and just authorize StreamYard to use your name. But I'm just going to go look on the stream in our group and get your name really quickly so that I can say hi.
I am.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Right in and just so sorry about that. Oh, it's Ashley. Hey there, Ashley. Welcome. Welcome to the broadcast. So happy to have you. All right. Now I'm going to be toggling back and forth between here and YouTube just so that I stay on top of everyone's, really the StreamYard. But when I see a post from someone and it doesn't have your name, then what I'm going to do is just jump back into the YouTube page, or sorry, the Facebook page, and figure out who it is. Okay. So hi, Yvonne. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Alicia. Hi, welcome. So happy to have you. Yay. Okay. I've got another person whose name, oh, Erica. So good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. So I've got my students coming into the room. That is always a welcome sight. Guys, give me a thumbs up if the sound is good and if you can hear well. There's no issues with sound. Just let me make sure that you can hear me really well. I want to make sure of that before we even jump in. I got some really great questions via Messenger following the class. That's okay. Okay. All right. And who is that? Let me go look in Facebook. Okay. Yeah, that was Ashley. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate that. Okay. I have so many screens open because I knew that some of you guys would join via Twitter. Some people were going to join via Facebook. You guys, please feel free to share the YouTube stream on Facebook. We're not going to talk about proprietary class information that you guys have paid for, but I think that some of the things that we're going to cover will really help people who have a desire to know more about crypto. It'll help them kind of make the decision to begin getting educated about crypto. And that's what we want, right? We want to make sure that everybody who has a desire, who is interested, really does get the opportunity to do it and to participate and to truly have a seat at the table. So share, share, share. Let's not be stingy. The way to have abundance is to give things away. I believe in giving away what we have. We give away our knowledge. We give away everything, right? This is how we grow. The more we give, the more we receive. It's really an abundance mentality. It's a blessed mentality. And so we want to always be functioning in that blessed mentality. So even though you have paid for this class, you have invested in yourselves, we are going to pay it forward by sharing some of the really awesome questions that you guys have sent me. Any live questions that you have, it's going to help people move forward and begin to make decisions to learn more. And as people do, then we all are lifted, as each of us gain more knowledge and we get, more rooted in new things and become part of this big opportunity that the crypto market has presented to us. Yep, you can absolutely share this live. I would appreciate it if you would. It probably, since our group is private and no one has access to the group, do not share from the group. However, you can share the broadcast directly from YouTube. That would be perfect because that part is public. So feel free. Absolutely. I think that would be, I was considering it and I thought we aren't really doing anybody any favors by keeping it to ourselves. So let's share. Let's be a blessing to other people. All right. So for those who do not know who I am, which I know most of you guys who are here right now definitely do, I am Nicole Murray. I am the owner of a company called The Mogul Factory and Crypto Conversations. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I am also the CMO of a cryptocurrency called Red Knight Token, which I am super proud to be a part of. I was just notified yesterday that I have been named one of the top 100 CMOs in the nation, in the United States of America, as a CMO of that company. So I'm extremely excited about that. I haven't even digested it. Those of you who were in my class, I shared with you guys, and I want to take a moment for this because this is really important. At the beginning of the class, I kind of walked you guys through some of the uncommon things that have happened in my life, right? Some of the doors that the Lord had. Yes, the Lord. Sorry for anybody who is not part of my ministry life. Let's just keep it real. I give all the glory and praise to God and for anything great that happens in my life. And so that God has opened up for me. And what I had shared in the class is every time I've made a decision to push forward with something new that maybe didn't make sense to anyone else at all, every single time I did that, every time I made a leap of faith or had an idea or something that literally people would say, don't do that. That makes no sense. That's crazy. You're putting everything at risk. You're ruining your life. I mean, I've heard all sorts of things, right? Every time I've followed my own gut, I was rewarded with an open door. And it was always crazy doors. What I shared in the class is when I was 28 years old, I made a decision to start a PR agency. By the time I was 29, I was a guest on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And after that, I ended up becoming the liaison between Music World Entertainment and Sony for strategic marketing projects. So literally, I was putting together endorsement deals for Destiny's Child and groups on that level, working directly for Matthew Knowles. And opportunity after opportunity after opportunity has shown because of taking leaps of faith. I would be remiss, though, if I did not share that always in the midst of that, there was so many obstacles. I can't even begin, and I won't even try during this broadcast. I will share that over time to explain how much I've had to push through in the midst of those great big doors being opened. Since we did mention ministry, there is a scripture that says, there's an effectual door in front of you, but there's warfare before you get to that door. I have lived that every step of the way. I shared with you guys how in 2016, I launched a company that was focused on shipping healthy meals around just in Houston. The next thing I knew, it became a national business. Next thing I knew, we were shipping fitness apparel as far as Iceland. Next thing I knew, we were doing pop-ups all over the city and had multiple pop-ups with a full staff, with pop-ups at City Hall, just all over the place. Massive opportunities open when you take outrageous leaps of faith, right? But I am a living witness when I say that if you don't take those crazy leaps of faith that people ridicule, that people will talk about, that people will say you're not qualified for, that people call fly by night, that people say are get rich quick scheme, the things that everybody is afraid of, and when they're afraid, sometimes they try to talk you out of doing, right? If you don't take those leaps, you never find out. You never know if there's really a door for you. You never know if there's something waiting for you on the on the opposite side of taking those bold actions, those bold steps. But when I say that, I know I've sat on the opposite side of somebody saying those kinds of things to me before. And so I know what it's like to be sitting and just listening to somebody talking, thinking, wow, what an amazing person. But I want to put it in perspective. Every time I've had to take bold action, the only thing that made it bold is as I was probably wriggling with fear on the inside, right? Not because I was so brave and so amazing. No, I just was so committed to finding out. And then I also understood something. Anytime I had an idea and somebody said, that's not going to work. Oh, you better not try. Any of that kind of stuff showed up. I knew if that showed up, the likelihood was that there was something for me. So it was worth swimming through mud, blood, quicksand, and anything else that might come my way in order to find out. And mud, blood, and quicksand is exactly what it has taken. So when I share what just happened yesterday, I'm not sharing it because I think there's anything wonderful about me. I'm sharing because I know that me saying yes to being the CMO of a cryptocurrency in a market where people, it's only 10.2% of the world's population who is even willing to consider investing right now. That was not the typical. But look, it's already coming with its rewards, not just financial rewards, but definitely it's continuing the trajectory of my career. Top 100 CMOs in the nation, like in the whole United States of America. Some of the other CMOs that were named were the CMO of IBM, Xerox, Amazon. I can't even look. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. So, it's just major. Fox, Centerpoint Energy, Wells Fargo, like just all of these things that when you are willing to take bold action that makes no sense to anybody else, and usually there will be resistance. But when you do it, it comes with rewards. It may come with a fight. It may come with a struggle. In fact, if it doesn't, you're probably not taking that bold of an action. I mean, when I say wriggling with fear, I mean that lily-livered, like, oh, wow, I can't consider to do this. I may be ruined if I do this, like the real fear. But then you do it anyway. That's where you find those rewards. So I just applaud those of you who were bold enough, who were wise enough, who were willing and curious enough to invest in yourself, to take that class, and that have made a commitment to really try to figure out if this is something for you. I think that is amazing. But then to have a week go by and then I can say, guys, look what happened. This is a legitimate, a real award. All of us we all have our career aspirations, and I've said it in various settings. I am very ambitious. I have always been one who wanted to achieve. So to move into an industry where it's not even dominated by women and be only 5 months into my role and get an award like that, right? So when we do something, we have to know how to drown out the negativity. We have to drown out ignorance. We have to know how to drown out foolishness. We have to know how to drown out. In the crypto world, it's called FUD. And it's an acronym. It means fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? We have to know why we are doing something, why we are committed to it, and then we have to lean in heavy. People want to talk about grinding and all that. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about making a step that you believe in and committing to the work, showing up, committing to whatever it takes to get it done, whatever it is. If it's investing, if it's growing a business, whatever it is, you have to be willing to show up every day, no matter what's going on in your life and no matter who's saying what. So being in this class, being students in this class, you guys are all accomplished women. You are all, and men probably, I don't know who's watching on different platforms, but you all have, done great things in your lives. But to be willing to continue, I just really honor that. So I wanted to share that little bit of, I don't even think it's little. I'm not even going to downplay it. I know what God is doing. He's saying, keep going. And this time in my life, I am positioned to turn around and say to other people, keep going. Keep going. Whatever it is that you have determined to do in this season in your life, keep going. Every time you step forward and take bold action, a big crazy door is going to open, and there's going to be some big crazy, there you are, Charmaine, I can see you now. Some big crazy opportunity is going to say, hey, where you been? I've been waiting on you. This is how it works. But we miss, I know you've heard this, we've missed 100% of the shots that we don't take, right? So we can stand on the court and say, man, I have never, ever sunk a three-pointer before. You can stand there forever, holding the ball, measuring the distance. You can stand forever. And you can try to figure it out. Now, I am a researcher. I don't play that thing where you just jump in and you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes I have. And you see, I told y'all about how I got some rug pulls and all that. But that's not the point. Sometimes I learn by bumping my head. However, and that's because this is the nature, that's the part of my personality that is still being refined, right? And we are all growing. But if you stand on the court measuring the distance, trying to figure out how the ball is going to fit through the rim, how far you stand, are your shoes right? Are you going to trip over your laces? Do you have on the right clothes? How hot is it? Can anybody see me? Oh my God, that is the biggest question. Is anybody looking? Who's going to say something if I miss it? Who cares? Take the shot, because one thing you won't ever know is if you don't take it, you won't know if you would hit that basket. But one thing I can tell you is people who are standing, not willing to take the shot, are not qualified to have an opinion about you taking the shot. So who cares what they think if you miss it? Don't nobody care? Don't care. I don't care. I learned a long time ago to stop caring, because I've also learned a long time ago that there will always be opinions. So I'm excited about what's happening. I'm excited about what's happening in crypto. I'm excited about what's happening in the Mogul Factory. I'm excited in general. I believe that this is going to grow. There are so many. I know you guys. I know a lot of you guys. I know that you have amazing visions. And I just want to encourage you in your vision. It's time out for the rah-rah, sis, boom, bye. Oh, whatever. No, forget that. We need to learn real things in the world and then go get them and go dominate and go occupy and go take over. All the kingdom talk, all that stuff, it don't mean nothing if we're not there. It means nothing if we don't have a seat at the table where decisions are made. And I want to be clear. I was just speaking with Charmaine about this earlier. There is no one who cannot sit at the decision-making table. It is literally the distance between you sitting at the decision-making table and where you are right now. You close that distance with a choice, a series of decisions and a series of choices to keep going. Please, I promise you, I will continue, especially to the students in the Mogul Factory and Crypto Conversations. I will continue to unfold my story. And you'll understand it's not just the mountaintop highs. It is literally overcome massive opposition. But not by myself, but because I've had the heavenly host on my side. I've had God on my side, and we all do. So just be encouraged. We're moving forward. I love your questions. I'm excited to just engage in this discussion tonight. I wrote down everything that I thought, I had quite a few messages. So if I missed any, I apologize, but you guys are here so you can ask your questions. I don't know if you guys have shared it, but I'm just going to say, if we have any audience outside of the group, you are more than welcome. You do not have to be a student of the class in order to post your questions. Feel free. I will answer them. Some of the students might even answer them. Who knows? But you are definitely welcome. This is what we're here to do. So I'm Nicole, and I just gave a whole thing. We can go home now. No, really. So last week was our very first Crypto for Beginners class. There will be a series of classes on the Crypto Conversations beginner track, and then there's an advanced track. So what's coming is a mining, class on how to get started in mining, and another class because there's a lot of interest in how to launch your own token. So I'm going to talk about both of those things. We can address any additional questions also. If anybody wants to actually join the live, I can easily add you to the live. I can just message you a link and you can actually come on and ask your question live. So let me know. And I'm happy to do that. If you're on Facebook, that's the easiest one because that's the one I figured out already. So just let me know if you want to ask your question live besides the ones that I've written out. And we can treat these written questions as prompts. So if you have more that you want me to expound on as I go through them, just tell me and I'll be happy to do that. All right. So anybody that I have not said hi to, I see you, Alicia. I see you, Charmaine. I still see one person who's showing up as Facebook user. I don't know who that is. I guess, is it still you, Ashley? Oh, Anisha, there you are. I love you. Welcome. So if you want your name to show up on my streaming, go ahead and go into our group and approve yourself in StreamYard so that you can, so I can see your name. So I know when you're talking and I can, specifically respond to you by name. But anybody who wants to join the live, it's an open invitation. You can pop in, have a discussion. We are here to just chop it up and get these questions done. I love, mwah, 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 I love you. I can't wait to spend time with you in Vegas. It's going to be wonderful. Okay. All right. So welcome to the live Q&A for Crypto Conversations follow-up to Crypto Wealth for Beginners. So we're starting with the written questions. The first question that I got a few of was, what is crypto mining? Now, we covered the what in the class, but I'm just going to kind of give like an overview. It refers to the verification process. Now, you guys remember that phrase, consensus algorithm, right? The consensus algorithm is what's created when all those nodes come together and they give an answer and they say, yep, we validate this transaction. This is a valid transaction. It can be authorized, and go forward and prosper with your crypto swap, whatever it is. Okay. So I'm going to just read this out. It refers to a verification process that is essential to the Bitcoin economy, but mining is essential to all of this process, right? Because on every transaction, you have to either use Ethereum or BNB. There are some other blockchains that are emerging and they're becoming more popular. But for the sake of this conversation, talking about beginners in crypto, we're just going to focus in on Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay? But there are other emerging blockchains. Believe it or not, even Dogecoin is its own blockchain. Like, there's so much to learn and so many cool things to kind of become familiar with. That'll just make you feel like a crypto degen like myself. And I'll explain that too, what a degen is. But it refers to a verification process that is essential to the Bitcoin economy. Computers, we talked about that, how there's computers all over the world in various people's hands, mining farms all over the place that are creating this vast network that confirm the legitimacy of transactions. And that involves quintillions of numeric guesses a second. So remember, we talked about the hashing, right? Cryptographic hashing. That's that super spycraft math that creates that long contract address that basically tucks your information inside of that address, and it logs what just took place. It creates a record of what has taken place in the transaction, but it also conceals who you are. Of course, it creates some privacy, and it creates a record that never dies. It becomes a part of the Merkle tree, which is basically a branch on the root transaction, the root hash of your wallet, or this, whatever your transaction is in your wallet. There's a root, and then there's a tree that grows from that root called the Merkle tree. So all of this, the mining process kind of encapsulates that and so much more. I'm really oversimplifying. Like I said, we're going to have a Get Started in Mining class coming up because so many people have asked about that. But so that is what mining is. It is, and just to make it clear, a quintillion is a million trillion. So a million trillion. Imagine that. That's how much money we want to make. But regardless, a quintillion is a million trillion. So that is how many numeric guesses take place. So that's something I didn't explain in the class. And it's kind of a deeper dive to give you a sort of insight. When I say cryptographic hashing and I call it like spycraft, I'm saying there is no way the human mind can do that. There's no human that can beat that system because there are too many computers that haven't met, the owners don't know each other all over the world, that have to come to an agreement on every detail related to that one transaction in order for it to pass muster. And that's your consensus algorithm. So all of that happens in mining. Now, the other day, I think it was yesterday, I shared you guys that picture of those giant miners that have just been shipped in, and they're absolutely majestic when you consider what they're doing. But you don't have to have those giant, like truck-sized miners. People use mining equipment in their homes every day. Some people have one little miner. There's even a form of mining that can be done for, someone who's just getting started right on your smartphone. Is that going to be the one that makes you tons of money? No, but it's definitely a way to kind of whet your appetite and kind of learn a little bit about mining, right? So there's a lot to mining. That's just a reminder. I gave you guys more detailed information on nodes, the different types of nodes, how they communicate, what the hashing does, all of that in the class. And so anybody who hasn't taken the class, if you want more of a deeper dive in just to the what is, take the class. But for the moment, that's just an answer. Okay. And so who is this? Let me see. Now, this is one that's still showing me not your name. Okay, that's Ashley. Okay, so you saw a YouTube video. Great. That broke it down with pictures, with the information. It was good. Fantastic. So I'm really proud of you, Ashley, that you are. So this is what I'm talking about. Bold action, right, guys? When you take a class and then you say, okay, I'm going to win at this though. And you continue digging. That's literally how I learned and how I'm learning. I'm not just like, I didn't hatch with any information. I only hatch with the willingness to keep going. So thank you for sharing that. So guys, you can do exactly what Ashley did. And Ashley, if you want to send me the link to the video, I'll review it. And if I think it can help the whole group, I'll put it in our private group because we share. That was one of the keys that I mentioned when we first started. The reason why I wanted to share the live Q&A is because we literally, the more we give, the more comes into us. And so if that works, if that video is good, I want to make sure that we make it available to our entire student group. So definitely message the link to me so I can take a look at it and share it. Awesome. Okay. So before I move on to the next question, I have a question. Do you guys want me to share anything else about mining? I know you've taken a class. I know that, but is there anybody who hasn't taken the class that has a question about mining or about anything that we have covered concerning mining? Now, again, there's a deeper dive in the class, but I'm here to answer questions. What I want to see is the myths related to cryptocurrency put to death. I want all myths dead. You know how they say in music, dead that, just dead that. I want to dead that. And I want to see people begin to win, right? And so the only way we can do that is to ask real questions, real ones, not, walk around like, well, that don't seem like that's for me. Yes, it is. It's for you. It's for me. It's for all of us. So if you have a question, share it in the comments. I will answer. Guys, classmates, if you see a question that I don't see, please alert me so that I can jump on. And another reminder, anyone who wants to join the live and ask a question or have the discussion, I'll just ping you in. Just let me know in the comments. Okay. The next question about mining was, can anyone do it? Well, if you'd been in the first live class, Anisha, the tech guru, that was definitely on her mind. She was like, what was that you said about mining? So yes, anyone can do it. Anyone who's willing to slow down and just learn the basics can get started from a beginner's perspective. Yes, you can. Now, during the pandemic, there was a shortage on some of the equipment needed for mining. But as I'm told, people are having an easier time getting access. I see you, Anisha, getting access to that equipment. And so things are changing. And again, I just shared with the group that there are these massive mining farms that are being built even now. They've been built, but the miners are huge. I'm doing like this, but I'm talking about huge, like house huge, truck huge. We are not seeing those size machines being built for an industry that's going away. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. We're seeing that because this sector is emerging and it's growing. Welcome all the new viewers who are joining us. Feel free. I'll cover the format again in a moment. But this is an emerging sector. So yes, anyone can do crypto mining. You can do it from your home. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from your tablet. Just getting started. Obviously, the more you grow from a mining perspective, the more you can do, right? You can have miners. You can have your own little mini mining farm. There are states that are very friendly to crypto mining. I'm in Texas. It is very, very friendly. I know Wyoming. I need to get you guys the list. But there are some states that are super crypto friendly. And so that's something that's good to know. You may live in one of those states. Now, they're all, I mean, we're in the United States, so there's literally nowhere you can't be located and not be able to buy crypto. But I'm talking about infrastructure that's set up to make it easy for you to grow from a miner who's using your phone to a miner who wants to launch a crypto mining farm, right? So there's some places that just have already implemented the infrastructure. So that is just something to keep in mind. So yes, anyone can do it. Now, let me see. I see where Charmaine has asked a question. It says, you taught us how to research and evaluate a token. However, how do you even find out about a token to even have an interest? Where do you go to find tokens? Okay, there are a number of places to go. This is probably going to be, I'm going to take a deeper dive in the class because I feel a little terrified just saying, okay, go off to these places. So there's a couple of websites you can go to. There's CoinMarketCap. I'm going to put this in the comments. Actually, I'm going to put a banner. So, I probably should type in the banner first. So, CoinMarketCap is one. So on CoinMarketCap, you can find exchanges. You can find. Let me make that different. Hold on, I want to, because that's not my name. That's not my name. Okay. Okay, so you can find exchanges. You can find tokens. And it's really a good place to just get a good idea of what's in the market. The issue, though, is you do have to be very careful when researching tokens. You want to make sure that, I'm not sure why that's not showing, but I'm going to repeat it. It's called CoinMarketCap. That's one place to start with researching tokens. When you do, since you're beginners, this is what I'm going to say. Remember how I said, once you find a token, then you want to find the real website, the real white paper, the real everything. So say you identify a token, then perfect, Charmaine. Yes, CoinMarketCap. You're going to then go to Twitter, locate the real company. So many of them are verified. If they're not, that's okay. You can kind of look and see if it's real. Then find the link to their website and get the real information about the token. Get to know the community. It's crucial that you understand the community dynamics, how they function, who they are, what they do, what the company does. You remember, we covered some of what the questions you should be asking. You can always review the class. Remember, you have perpetual access to the class. You can go back to that part of the slideshow and really lean in. But then you also, in our group, you can ask me specifics about any token that you find. I'd rather review it with you than just kind of leave you to the wolves, because sometimes they can look like they're really good and then they'd be like, oh, look, all my money is gone. So we don't want that. We want to make sure that that we kind of walk through that research process together. Okay. So start with CoinMarketCap. Let me see if I can share that screen and just kind of show y'all what the interface looks like. I don't know. Let's see. No. Oh, maybe. We shall see. Let me see if I can get that pulled up for you guys first. I have a ton of tabs open. Because I think it would be helpful to kind of have an idea of also what these interfaces look like. Because I remember the first time I looked at one, I was like, what is all this? What are these numbers? It's a lot of data, and it can be a lot to look at if you haven't ever seen these things before. Okay. So I'm going to share this screen here. Let me get to the right one. There it is. Okay. Okay, everybody, can you guys see the screen? Just give me a thumbs up if you can. I can, so I'm assuming that you can also. All right. So when you go to CoinMarketCap, I'm just going to reload and see if it'll just do exactly what it just did for me so y'all can kind of see. Okay, so it's going to load just some general financial information. And it's a lot of numbers, right? There's charts, there's activities, there's a lot of what, when I first started, literally to me, it looked like gobbledygook and it was overwhelming. So let me show you what you're looking at. So across the top, you'll see cryptocurrencies, exchanges, community, products, and learning. Your focus is going to be on these two for at the beginning. Okay. So to find tokens, you would click on cryptocurrencies and you can find everything. They're ranked, right, by their, what's number one. And you can just scroll through and see literally everything that's on the market. Maybe. Let me come back where I can see you guys and tell you why I said maybe. Not everything that's available on the market is even there. CoinMarketCap is notoriously slow to update. So it can be a bit difficult to know that you're seeing everything, but it's a very good place to start. And it's a very good place to get your head wrapped around just what's out there. Now, remember, there's some strategies that we learned in the class. So you don't want to look on here, find a token and just dive in. In the crypto world, we call that aping in, right? Or degen. So y'all, now for my Christian friends, bear with me a moment. So in the crypto world, there are mainstream investors who call crypto investors degenerates because they consider the whole environment to be, I guess, less than the highbrow version of investing that is the stock market. Now we all own some form of stock. So obviously we want to own more. But I've shared that the crypto market is everyone's chance to be an investor. Everybody. And even I say this all the time in the Red Knight community. What I love about crypto is it's a level playing field. You might find a very wealthy, multi-millionaire, even billionaire, and also somebody who maybe cleans pools, all invested in the same token. It's literally the level place. But there's still that sort of like, I guess the Wall Street types maybe don't necessarily, well, they're coming to a different place, but there was, I'd say 2 years ago, still some sort of, I don't want to call it a rivalry, but kind of a looking down their nose at the concept of crypto. And they would say that some crypto investors, they would say majority are not very savvy. I disagree because we are all intelligent people capable of researching, but that's just the way they look at it. So they call it crypto degenerates, sadly. But in the world of crypto, we've actually embraced it, and we usually say degen as just sort of a joke. So when you hear me say degen, it's literally a term of endearment. And it's sort of like kind of thumbing your nose, like at, that system. We talked about the system, the centralized system in our class and kind of how it keeps people locked out and prevents people from moving forward if you don't have a certain set of means, right? Now, of course, we have new ways of investing like fractional shares and things that allow people to get in and get themselves established as investors. But I think you kind of know what I'm talking about because you've taken the class. So anyway, so when you hear me say degens or apes, I'm referring to that, the way they view us. So when you find a token, please do not ape in without us talking about it. At least let me know what you're thinking about, and I'll give you my thoughts. I'll look at the token with you. I am not a financial advisor. I do not give financial advice whatsoever, but I am a lover of crypto. I'm an experienced investor at this point. I am the CMO of a token. So I might halfway, a little bit, kind of have some reasonable idea of what we should be at least considering as an investment, right? Okay, so that's CoinMarketCap. I want to show you another thing that you can find. So remember, I said cryptocurrencies and then exchanges. Exchanges, in the class, you might remember that I talked about when you make a purchase, you have some components involved. You have the exchange, you have the token, of course, and you have to link your wallet to the exchange in order to buy the token. So this is going to tell you the exchanges that are out there. you can literally invest in exchanges. So that's another opportunity for investment that you have in the crypto world. Um, with the metaverse, blockchain, layer one blockchains, tokens, um, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you Polygon, Solana, you have a lot of ways that you can invest and a lot of ways that you can grow through crypto. So exchanges is another one that you can actually invest in. Many of them do have their own tokens, but here you can actually learn about the exchanges. So Binance, that's the one that uses BNB. It's so it's on the Binance Smart Chain, and then I want to see if I can find another one. Let me see where. Crypto.com, that's one where you can buy tokens direct without having to use Ethereum. But remember when I said you don't ever, excuse me, excuse me. Let me look. My daughter brought me an iced coffee. Okay. Anyway, you don't want to leave your money on those retail exchanges. But that's a good example of one where you don't have to use any Ethereum. You can actually buy Ethereum there. Let me just do a quick find. It must be on a different page, so I don't want to spend too much time trying to find out. LBank is a good one. I mean, honestly, they're rated, so you kind of can tell. Coinbase is on here, and I did get a great question about Coinbase. Kraken is on here, Gate.io. So this is where you can find the exchanges where you can buy tokens. All right, so that would be the beginning, the first step one of your research, and then you'll follow all those other steps that you learned in the class. And then, of course, you can bounce ideas and questions off of each other in the private group. You can also talk to me in the private group, and we can deep dive into tokens that you guys have questions about. High risk versus long-term holds. Charmaine, you just make me laugh every time. I know what you're looking for. Charmaine is looking to flip a coin, y'all, and I'm not mad at it. But yes, we can talk about this too. As far as let's see, crypto loop. Yep. Okay. So the diversification, you do want to have a healthy portfolio that has stable coins. I already told you, I'm probably the most wholesome degen in the world because y'all know I'm wholesome. However, that's right. Hashtag tycoon. Y'all, don't make me have a shirt that's, wait, keep your eyes open. We might have a tycoon shirt coming out soon. Anyway, but I believe in a wholesome portfolio that has a variety of things in it. So stable coins, of course, but I really, really like meme tokens. I know that a lot of people don't. And some of the more level-headed investors out there are going to be like, I'm sick of meme coins because they can be unstable. And I've shared that with you guys. They can be absolutely crazy. You can be going along and then all of a sudden the team just lose their mind and disappear and nobody's working anymore. It's just, there can be some crazy things that take place because it is a fully unregulated space at this time. But if you find a good one and you get in early enough, my money don't ching ching, it falls. You'll be singing that song all day long, every day. So yes, high risk, high reward. Just remember, it can also be high stress because you can be on a bull run on a token and then it can hit that bear cycle and bears hibernate for the whole winter. Sometimes it can be a long winter. So just have to keep that in mind. But that's the reason why you don't want to put everything into one token. So you want to have that spread out portfolio. All right. So excellent set of questions. I really love that. So yes, you do want your high risk and your long-term holds. I also believe that even my high risks are long-term holds. Like I shared with you that there are some that I've already taken profits on, like Saitama and Shiba, that even though I've taken profits, I still hold a good sized bag of both of them. They're both in the midst of innovating for the next run. So when they run again, I'll be able to take profits again. So you don't want to invest in anything that you don't believe in, even though, I mean, like I said, I've aped into projects and I was looking like like a sad ape on some of them. But that's just the nature of the game. There, you may have some losses along the way, but that's what our group is for. We have the support. We can, protect each other as best we can, and really research together. if we want, we can begin to create our own consensus algorithm within the group. We can present a token, look at it together. Each person can kind of give their feedback on what we find. And maybe if we all agree, we can all invest and see what happens. So maybe we can have a project like that. We can talk about it in the group. Anyway, we can have some fun with this. So some of the high stress won't be so stressful. All right. Fantastic question. Okay. So I'm going to close out Coin. Does anybody have any more questions about CoinMarketCap as a great start? Why are you making that face, Charmaine? I'll look for the comments to see. But any more questions about CoinMarketCap before I move on to the next one? Do y'all want me to show you guys an exchange? Do y'all want to see like the actual interface of one of the exchanges? Maybe. Okay. Oh, you like the idea of a project, Alicia? Me too. I think we could have fun with that. You know what, guys? We could create our own portfolio. Yes, I did, Charmaine. That's what I was saying, that in the private group, maybe we can do a project that we use as social proof of what we're setting out to do here. Y'all know my mind is always coming up with stuff. It might have just came up with something. That could be pretty amazing. That could be pretty amazing. All right. Let's lean in on that in the group and talk a little bit more about it. Oh, no. I think Charmaine is talking about creating our own token. I am definitely going to do that. I'm loving the consulting role with Red Knight Token, but I am actively working on, that's already in the works. Just put it that way. It's already on the table. Okay. So, all right. So that is CoinMarketCap. I'm going to go to this tab and I'm going to go, let me see if I can get us into Binance. Now, I know some of you guys already use like Coinbase and CoinMarketCap. So because we're using these words and you're learning the official words, I know Binance. I'm just trying to show them something. So you can't trade with Binance in the US, but this is an exchange. You can build a portfolio here and you can actually swap your tokens. You can buy NFTs. Let me go to crypto.com. That's probably a better one because I know that you guys are going to know that one and it's not going to give me any pop-ups. I don't see that one. Let me do, all of these are so good. Oh, there's crypto.com. Okay. So again, this is a retail exchange. I use it for, let me tell you what I use it for. You know how you might have some basic, like basic chores around the house that you have to do. So crypto.com, I use it for some basic things. Like I just saw where ApeCoin was down and I wanted to buy something. I didn't want to go through a lot of trouble. So I just bought them on there. They got moved to a different wallet where they're kept safe. We talked about that already. So sometimes, I find value in using this in particular and Robinhood. I can't say that I'm a fan of using Coinbase. I'm not even going to pretend. I know I've said that to Charmaine in private conversations. I don't think Sally's here, but I've said that to her as well. It's just that one. Sometimes it takes too long for people's transactions. So if I'm trying to help you make a purchase or something, it kind of slows down our progress. And so that's kind of annoying dealing with them. But anyway, we're going to go to crypto.com. Just to I know that you've seen it. Now this is going to orient you to what you've been looking at. So crypto.com is an exchange. And here you can find, tokens that are like the ones that are top gainers for the day, popular, most volume. Volume tells you, what kind of money is moving in the market in any given day. So right now the market is in the red, but remember we look for those red days. Why? Because those are opportunity zones, possibly. It depends on where you get in, right? Remember, there's dollar cost averaging. Remember, now so those of you who have taken the class have heard some of these terms. And there's more, there's slides that you have access to that will remind you of what the terms mean. But dollar cost averaging basically is going to help you kind of level off. So if you got in at a higher investment, sorry, wrong screen, at a higher investment, it enables you to kind of even out. So when you so say you got in to Bitcoin when it was $40,000. Well, now it's 22. So you can be buying now fractional shares to help kind of level off your investment. And so remember, we talked about consistent investing. That's where it begins to make sense. So let's say you want to make a trade. I'm not logged in, so we're not going to get very far doing this. But if you're going to make a trade on a regular retail exchange, it's real simple. Okay, let me just stop because I don't want to get anybody too frazzled. Now, oh wait, is it stuck on this other screen? My bad, guys. It opened. Hold on, I'm going to share this other screen. One moment, please. Please enjoy the music while your screen is being reached. There is no music, though. Please enjoy the loud talking Nicole while your screen is being reached. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go back to the main screen. Just go back and check. Yeah, clearly you have a clear view there. Okay, so this would be your trending tokens screen. So it's going to be your most popular, your top gainers, and the ones that have the most volume. Okay. And what you're seeing is pairs. You're seeing the most recent price. All the market is red. And you're kind of seeing a little bit of the trading algorithm. So a little bit of the chart. This is US dollar coin, USDT. Look at that. That's some wild swings right there. Now that's a roller coaster. That'll have you stressed out, right? That's why, I don't even buy that one. But the other thing about your, let me go back, your retail exchanges is you can buy NFTs direct on them. It's a little bit easier because you don't have to deal with the whole buy your, who is that giggling? Let me go see who. Anisha, yeah, it can get a little hard to look at, to be honest. If there's too much on the screen, it can be a little rough. But I definitely, let me tell you what I don't want to do. I do not want to fool with tokens that are extremely volatile all the time and you never catch a break, or you have to be watching it like crazy in order to just have, any chance at taking profit. There's literally, I have no affinity or interest in that whatsoever. I'm not interested. So when their chart always looks like that, I'm just not interested. Anyway, so this is what you're always looking for on days when you're looking for what to invest. And again, remember, that's not all you're looking for, but your red days are possibly purchasing days. Anyway, so that's your just a regular retail exchange. Binance, no point in looking at that one. Let me see about Kraken. Another one on this one, crypto.com. Also, you can buy NFTs direct. All of them have learning. Why do I point this out when I'm already teaching? Because we share. I can't teach you everything. And I learned from a lot of these places. So why would I hold you back at a pace when I can also give you other resources? So I'm pointing out the places where you can get learning because you should get it. You should have it. So on almost every one of these platforms, there's learning. On crypto.com, they actually give you incentives for learning. So you actually can earn rewards for learning on crypto.com. It's super dope. So highly recommend if you're using crypto.com for your everyday household chore type trading, just your everyday trades, or if you're just trying to grab some Ethereum to transfer out, you don't want to wait. Or if you want something that you could easily, like SHIB. If I'm going to buy Shiba Inu, I really don't want to use Ethereum to buy it. I have no motivation to do that when I can buy it on crypto.com and then put it in my Ledger Nano wallet. And remember, that is this guy. the hardware wallet. Not just, this is the brand I bought. This is the one that I bought a while back. But remember, there are others on the website. I know I sent Charmaine the link to the real one. You have to be careful. You do not want to order something like that on Amazon ever. You only want to get it directly from Ledger. I will give you guys the link to it. Let me grab it out of my link tree real quick, and I'm going to put it in the comments also. So for when you're making your purchases, make sure that you are, if you're going to buy them on the retail site, that you're transferring them out to a safe place where nobody can get them. We talked about that. There's everything from dusting schemes to all kinds of crazy things that take place. So that link will get you directly to the real website for Ledger, and you can pick. You don't have to buy Nano. That's the one I bought like a year ago. Well, that's one of the ones that I bought like a year ago. You can also get the Crypto Steel capsule that I showed you guys. Let me close this screen share. One sec. Okay, so you can also get the Crypto Steel, the capsule that I showed you. You're gonna, for every wallet you set up, and for those of you who have already bought some, you know what it's like, what a seed phrase is. Do you remember? And you can thumbs up if you've done it. If not, let me know so I can explain that. But when you set up a wallet for security, they always have you write down this long string of words that don't make up a sentence. They don't make up anything, but it's your protection. And you have to know that phrase in order to ever get into your wallet, right? So the Crypto Steel, which is, let me get it. This thing that I showed you guys, this you can get at that link also. So remember I was promising you in the class the little bonus content. So we've looked at the exchanges, kind of tooled around through crypto, CoinMarketCap. In the group, I'll provide more insight into those things, but just wanted to kind of touch that since Charmaine so intelligently brought that up. Very good set of questions, Charmaine. Opened up a good discussion there. So any more questions on that? Have I touched on everything y'all had for tonight regarding how to begin? And remember, we're talking about the beginning of researching a token. You have your benchmarks that you must touch. And I gave y'all that long list in the class. You do not stray from that, because you get into the danger zone because you may accidentally pick something crazy just by skipping the steps. They're just a basic thing. So any more questions about where to start? There's other places. There's CoinGecko. There's Dex Tools. I'm going to show you guys Dex Tools. Lord Jesus be offense, because this one could be interesting, but we're going to do it anyway. Bear with me while I get the screen open. So Dex Tools, sometimes you may have a token that is so new. This is RKT. This is Red Knight today. Somebody made a big sale. But you may have a token that's so brand new. Remember, we talked about that. So it's not clocking anywhere. It's not available anywhere. Can't be found anywhere. Don't know nothing about it. And so a lot of these brand new ones will not be on CoinMarketCap yet. And there's not anything in the world you can do to get it on there. Like even like Red Knight's not on there yet. We've already submitted all of our information. It's just not showing yet. And they, Lord knows, they really take their time. Don't know why, but they just do. Probably because it's an emerging market. There's new tokens every day, and it's probably a little difficult to move at the pace that most companies would like for them to. But brand new tokens often can be found at a place called Dex Tools. That's what this website is. So I'm just going to show you the way that you would search for a token. I'm going to type in one that I know has been cloned a lot. Okay. Uh-oh. So you see how, hopefully it'll hurry up. This may only flash really quickly. Do you see how when I put in the typing for Saitama, a lot of them show? So it's bringing up trading pairs, but you see how it also is showing things like baby Saitama and then other mini Saitama, Elon Tama, Degen Tama, excuse me. That's what I was talking about when I was saying you have to be super duper careful about things that are cloned or look kind of like, right? You want to be careful because if you don't know that you're looking at the right token, you could easily, very easily purchase the wrong one. And then that will get you nowhere. Let me another one, Impact XP. That one had so many. This one legitimately had multiple contracts because the token itself changed hands. So the oh goodness, can Nicole type? It changed hands multiple times. So the team itself transitioned. So that meant the contract had to be written multiple times. So there was actually a chance that you could accidentally invest in one of the older contracts. And there is nothing nobody anywhere can do for you if you do that. You literally will have just invested in a dead token. There's no customer service. There's just is it. So that's why it is vitally. So you see how many came up, right? It's vitally important to know a token's contract address. Now I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to skip out of that screen for just a moment and grab a contract address for you. Let me see which one. I'll get the one for Red Knight token. Bear with me, guys. You know what? I should show you this on this screen. So here, I'm going to jump back to that tab and show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to use the Red Knight token website to demonstrate finding a contract. Okay. So we're on Red Knight. So the basic site with crypto, that's something else. A lot of these projects, because remember I was saying how easy they are to launch them, they're not going to have some, it's not necessarily going to be some way built out. Okay. Can Nicole remember how to just copy and paste? Okay. On a Mac. Okay. It may not necessarily be the most high-tech website to begin with. As the companies grow, you'll find that their sites become more technologically advanced and they become, just better websites. So with the contract address, I can be safe and know that I'm clicking on the correct token. You see? And then I never have to worry. I want to encourage you to never, ever, 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 ever look for a token and not use the contract address. Make it like Bible. Like I don't do it any other way, but with the contract address. Also make it like you only get the contact address from the original source. So I'm going to show you how that works on CoinMarketCap. Okay, you're not going to be able to find much. So in this search, I'm not sure how much information is actually going to show up for Red Knight, if anything. Yeah, it's not going to show for Red Knight on here because it's not listed. Let's see if I can grab Saitama's real quick, if it's even available. I'm going to grab it on, let me show y'all. So remember when I was saying how to find them on Twitter? Show y'all what I would normally do. So there's their contract address in the pinned tweet right there. See that? Now, I know just because I am an investor that this is their correct token address. Like I know it and I know that this is their correct Twitter page. Don't assume that because I went there so quickly that it's always that quick. I frequent this page. So it was easy because I do frequent the page. All right, let's go back to CoinMarketCap. And we're going to do a search. And see if the V2 is in yet. All right. So it says the ownership of this smart contract isn't renounced for the following asset, which means that the owners are able to modify the contract behavior. All right, let's talk about that since the thing is there. Renounced contracts, that's one of the things I always say to look for. But I'm not going to say it's a drop dead, don't invest. I'm already in this token and I'm not going anywhere. Come heck or high water, I'm in. I've already made a lot of money on this one. So whatever happens from this point, It is what it is. Okay. But I'm happy with what they're doing. It's been interesting. They just transitioned to a version 2 token. As you can see, it doesn't have very many zeros anymore. And it's probably headed for $1 at some point, at which point I'm leaving. Y'all, I'm literally leaving. I might come back for a few classes, and of course, ministry. But anyway, I digress. So that is how you would use the contract address to find the correct token. And here you would see the chart activity. So there's been some selling activity today. So it hit some highs and then it had some selling activity. You can find a little info about the token. You can see the swaps where it's been, the most recent swaps the volume rather for the swaps where people are swapping the token. You can see all the markets where it's available. The other great thing about CoinMarketCap, if you're positive that you've entered the correct contract address, you can find the white paper here. You can find the official website. You can find more information about their community. So here's their Telegram and their Twitter page. So you can kind of double back and check yourself. You can also find the contract. And remember when I was talking about making sure a token is audited? Their audit is right here. So an established token, and say Tom has been here a year. Yeah, it's been here a year. Has it been? It's been a year. Whoa. Okay, so an established token, you're going to find all that. Okay, so that was just a quick kind of run through to help put some meat around the answer to Charmaine's question. And I hope that helped all of you guys. So any questions about any of that before I just kind of jump on? I think it's nice to just kind of make sure I'm not skimming over a ton of info and have y'all like, So any questions about any of that? Any other questions about how to research before I move on? Great question, Charmaine. And yes, DEX tools for newer tokens. There's others, but I'm giving you guys what I would consider like all the sifting. Remember, my goal is to reduce your having to sift through. I'll share all the tools with you in the group, but I think the easiest way to an outcome is straight line, right? So DEX tools has been really helpful to me. If you can kind of get used to looking at that interface with all the lines and the boxes and all that, even the blinking, like the kind of cheesy looking ads and stuff, none of these sites even look all that high tech. Well, some of them do. Some of them are amazing, but a lot of them don't. And so if you can, kind of sift through all that stuff just to get to what you need, I think then I will have accomplished what I'm supposed to accomplish. So, but if you want more, I will. Not if you want. I've already promised you. So I'll give you more and more of those. But I think these are good jumping off points for CoinMarketCap and DEX tools, just for this format. But in the private group, we can talk more about more resources. Okay. So that covers how to start your research. And then remember, for those of you who have taken the class, you have that point sheet that shows you in the slideshow exactly what you need to look for about the team, the token, the website, very specific things. And I think if we do what we talked about, yeah, I'm fired up too, Alicia. I think that idea of possibly creating a project where we pick some tokens and kind of give it a time frame, maybe 6 months, and see what they do. I don't know. We can talk about it together in the group and see what happens. But it might be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Okay. Now, the question I got, one of the questions was, can you really earn money with crypto? Yes. Yes, you can. You can earn a lot of it. If you're willing to do it, do it in a civilized, degenerate way. So if you're willing to research, if you're willing to not go in, the get rich quick mindset, if you're willing to really learn, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. That's absolutely right. We can, and we will. And just like commit, set some goals. Yeah. But we can. There's nothing stopping us. I mean, and that's why I was kind of giving that kind of like I'm calling it my like lean on me speech lately, because I just feel like when we experience there's a divining line that has to be drawn, right? The cheerleading era where we're talking about concepts is over. We need to be talking about concrete things that really do mean something, that really work, that really are real strategies in life for your best life, for your best financial health, for your best everything. Otherwise, I'm not fixing to pay to go feel better. I'd rather tithe. I'd rather offer. I'd rather do that and sow into somebody who's helping me to grow spiritually. But I'm not going to take a lot of classes to just hear about just some gobbledygook and there's no real anything. There has to be, anyway, I don't want to go too far into that because it'll seem like I'm being, but for each and every one of you who has accomplished and has done something, I'm talking to myself too, we owe it to the world to give what we have learned. And the things that we've actually had to bleed for, we owe it to the world to charge a little something for that also. So make sure you do. And if you need help figuring out how, you already know I'm very good at teaching that. So I will happily teach you how and happily help you feel good about saying, please pay me for this. So yes, you can. And you know what, Charmaine? But the thing is, the entry points with some of the cryptos are so low that you don't really have to make a ton of sacrifice. Like with Shiba Inu, some of the success stories, they literally are, I don't even know how to quantify. Like some people can say, I invested $17 and I became a multi-millionaire. That's a real thing. You can Google it. You can go on YouTube and YouTube it and you will find those stories. They really happened. So the key is getting in very early on sound projects and staying the course. With Red Knight Token, we have such an awesome community who's been there from day one. The token's only 3 months old, but any of you who have invested in the token and you've joined the community, you can kind of see like it's all hands on deck. That's how you build wealth. You get in early and you work together. The team does what it's supposed to do, and then everybody wins. But you don't have, when you get in super early, you don't actually have to put a ton of money in. You just have to be consistent, right? So if all you can afford is $20 on a token, then you say $20 every pay period, I'm putting directly into that, right? So there's strategies to build. This really isn't necessarily the old way of investing. That's the non-degenerate, where you gotta hope and pray one day you get a windfall or a tax return or something that you can throw all in to the stock market and hope that your one Tesla stock becomes your wealth. No, this is something else. Now I do believe in investing in Tesla, but I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not telling you to buy it. But anyway, remember, fractional shares mean that you can invest in almost anything. Almost anything. Okay, so the answer is yes. Yes, you can earn money with crypto. You can mine crypto. You can buy crypto. You can launch your own token. What? We're just going to pause for the cause. If I have to say one more time to somebody that you can make money with crypto and they look at me like I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to stop telling them, because you can. It's a real business sector. I just shared with the students in my class, in the private group, that Bitcoin is now, so in California, it is now legal for politicians to accept Bitcoin as campaign donations. I don't think the magnitude, unless it's such a massive shift in the concept of how money is used for that to become a reality in today's society. It's such a beacon for where value, one of the places where value rests, I feel terribly bad for anybody who says they're not going to get involved in crypto because they're scared right now. They're literally going to miss the boat. They're going to be on the dock going, bye, y'all. Have a good trip. That's literally what's going to happen. That's it. That's what's going to happen. It's happening. Politicians can legally accept digital currency, Bitcoin, for political donations in the United States of America. That is massive. When you say, okay, El Salvador uses Bitcoin as its national currency. It was another African nation also that I shared with you guys in the class. It's the name of the country is escaping me right now. But that's big for full nations. But when you talk about a political candidate being legally able to accept Bitcoin as campaign funding, you're talking about a seismic shift taking place right before your eyes, because campaigns are under such tight regulations, such strict rules. And if that fits in the rules, that's major. I'm gonna just go on and put it on the screen. I'm gonna let Charmaine lead you right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Vanna Black has made her statement for the night. I'm just pointing it out. Everybody want to read what Charmaine said? Thank you, Charmaine. Anyway, yep, she meant funders. We know what she meant. Exactly. All right. Now I'm going to take that off the screen. But yes, it is unregulated, this industry. You're not going to take the opportunity to get your unregulated money? Okay, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and get some. Okay, so the answer is yes. And we have to change the get rich quick mindset and begin to consider the crypto space for what it is. I'm just reading what I wrote. We already know how I feel. A legitimate emerging business sector that is giving birth to businesses which create wealth opportunities for everyday people. So businesses, I am still working through the curriculum for the Launch Your Own Token class. But y'all, there's no way we're going to be grown adults when there are 19-year-olds and 17-year-olds launching tokens, and we don't know how. It's not cool to be that kind of an adult any longer. It's not cool to be an adult that doesn't understand technology. There's nothing cool or cute about it. It used to be, think about it, like we kind of like, joke, like our parents, you ask them a question, they get their glasses and they want to look at something. That's not cute. It's not cute anymore. It used to be cute, but now technology is moving almost at the speed of light. That is, of course, an exaggeration. It is not moving at the speed of light, but it is moving so fast. It is not attractive to not know how to use software. It's not attractive to not know how to do basic project management. It's not attractive to not know how to research. There's nothing about that makes. It used to be where we lived in a society where somebody could say, oh, I don't, that's not cute. It's not cute. So I'm going to give an example. So I used to cut my own yard all the time, because I really love doing it. I still do my own front garden. I also used to wash my own truck. And I cannot tell you how many people would be like, you do that? I loved it. I don't care what people think when they look at me or what they think about me. I loved it. That was how I defragged at the end of the week. I would go and spend a couple of hours cleaning out the truck, detailing it. I would cut the yard. I would spend time with the kids. Now my dad, he actually took my lawnmower from me and won't let me, he won't let me do that kind of stuff anymore. But it was a joy to me. I used to think like how uncute it was to be somebody who would be like, you do such a thing? Yes, I do. What's wrong with being somebody who's willing to do what somebody else is not willing to do? Right? If that's just who I am. So in these new sectors, there's nothing wrong with being a person willing to do what others may not be willing to do. So yes, we can make money in crypto, and did and will continue to do so. And people can look and say, you doing that? You're not even an expert. Not only, wait, what is it, y'all? Not only am I a member of the hair club, I'm also the president. But I might not be an expert because the industry is changing daily. No, I'm not an expert. You can't be an expert in something that's changing every day. But I'm in it, and you guys are in it, and I applaud you because it takes bold action to do. So yes, you can, and we are. All right. So the next question I got was, can I really launch a token? Yes, you can. And we're gonna have, so in the class I'm developing, I'm trying to, so what I was working on for the Mogul Factory, I've been working on like this entrepreneur incubator, because one of the things that I have found is that people have a lot of really fantastic ideas, like amazing business ideas, but a lot of people struggle they'll get to a certain point and then not know how to scale, or not know how to go to the next place, or just not know what to do. The idea is what gets you excited, and admits the thing that has you go buy t-shirts and business cards and rent an office and get a phone number and all those things, right? Because those things are easy. But then when all of that stuff is done and you have the shell made, then you have to figure out your strategy to actually release the idea into the world, make it so that people agree that you have value to offer and they want to buy it. And I feel that a lot of people don't know the secret sauce to that part. So I've been working on an incubator for entrepreneurs. And what I'm going to do, I've been working on how I'm going to do this, but there's going to be some sort of an incubator for people who want to tokenize their business also. I haven't decided if it's going to be all integrated. I don't know if it's going to be like an all-day thing where we get together somehow. I don't know. It's going to be cool though, because launching a token, as I have shared in the class, and I've shared somewhat just with people in general, it's happening every day by the droves. When you go, I'm going to share the CoinMarketCap screen one more time. Hold on a sec, guys. Just to show you how many, excuse me, tokens there are. And remember, they're not all listed, right? We talked about that. I'm going to go back to can y'all see the screen? Let me just double check and make sure it's there. Okay, yeah, it's there. Great. Okay, so on CoinMarketCap, we're in the cryptocurrency screen. Let me just click it again just to be safe. All right. So starting at number 1, right? These are just the top ranked coins. That's the top 100. Let me see how many rows it'll let me. Okay, that's the maximum rows. No, I want to just go to skip to page 100. Hold on. When you get to page 100, you find that there's so far listed on CoinMarketCap 9,934 cryptocurrency projects listed. And remember, they're not all listed. So what is stopping anybody from figuring out how to launch a token? Nothing. What did they used to say? Nothing but air and opportunity. Does it cost a little money? Yes. Are there ways to make it super cost efficient? Yes, there are. But the benefits make it worth it. So we are going to figure out how to do an incubator. And I don't know if it's going to be 2 separate ones, or if it's going to be like 3 parts where I cover tokenization of a business, also scaling, and just kind of like making sure a business is fit to launch, and then kind of have another one where you understand the concept of tokenizing to actually bring monetary value to your business. I'm going to close this share. I just wanted to show you guys how many are on CoinMarketCap, and keeping in mind that that is not all of the tokens. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to talk about tokenizing. So yes, you can really launch a token. You can launch it for a business. You can launch it for a ministry. You can launch it for anything. That's what I'm talking about. And Vanna Black has spoken again, ladies and gentlemen. Fortune magazine, our pictures, power poses. You better be prophesying, Charmaine. Yes. Oh, don't give me. I can't. Don't get me in that space. This is not a good time. We on the YouTube. And this is gonna be. We're gonna need this video to stay up. So if I get worked up, but yes, indeed, I can picture it, and I hope that all of us can. And it doesn't have to be with me. I believe that. Again, this is not limited to just us, guys. There's no one. Like, I didn't ask you to invest in anything, and I'm not going to. Like, I am saying, tell the world, tell everybody you know. Don't sleep on a new opportunity. Don't sleep on it. Don't get left out. This is like the emergence of steel, the emergence of oil, the gold rush. This is all of those age shifting, culture shifting moments is happening again. But it's happening in your lifetime, and you have the tiger by the tail. So we're gonna tame that tiger, and we're gonna make some shoes and a coat and a pair of pants. You know that movie? What was that movie? Was it Friday? What movie was it? Where he's passed on now, but the comedian was like, I have a mushroom belt, a mushroom jacket. You're gonna make a tiger belt and a tiger jacket. I don't remember the movie, but it was so cute. That he would always be like, I got my mushroom belt on today. So anyway, we're gonna have on our mushroom tiger belt now, mushroom tiger jacket. We're going to tame this tiger. So yes, you can really launch a token. And why should you? I've talked about it over and over again. Imagine that you have a business idea, but you can't, or even, I know a lot of you guys that are here tonight are in ministry. So you have a ministry, but you don't have the finances to do anything that you want to do. But then you have a way that you can monetize your missions with a token. People can invest in your mission, and in so doing also build wealth. It will function just like any other cryptocurrency, except that it has a mission instead of a business. But then let's say you want to launch a line of cosmetics. Same thing. There's literally no difference. I would say you probably want to have a more lofty, social driven, your use case for this sector. You want to have a use case that literally is something that's going to help shift culture, because this is what crypto is doing. So jump into the wave and let your thoughts be geared towards, what can I contribute to this time in history? And so whatever it is that you want to do can be tokenized, but having a use case, having a value that you're going to present to the world in the form of your cryptocurrency makes it, yes, to shift culture. That's absolutely right. That's right. Think about culture shift. Do you know Jesus was a culture shifter? Like, when you think about like Christianity and faith, which all of us, this is also a faith-based conversation. He shifted the whole culture. He came knocking over tables, swinging a switch in a temple, teaching in a temple where teaching didn't take place. He shifted culture. I know that's like taking the realness of what he did and making it into something as basic as shifting culture, but it was a seismic shift from one way of living into another way of living that lasted forever. Well, if that's who's inside of you, then you are automatically a culture shifter. So everything that you do should be geared towards, what am I here to do that's going to change the world and move it forward, that makes it better, that leaves it a little bit sweeter for my children and the children to come after me, that maybe makes it a place where I can live longer. So this is what we're focused on. So when you're thinking of what would you tokenize, what is your vision that would change the world? What is your vision that would impact the world with such positivity? Do you know there are musicians, known musicians, rap artists, all kinds of people who have tokenized their projects? Some people have only released like there's I can't remember who it was. I'll have to look that up and tell y'all. But there was a project, more than one, but there have been projects that have been released literally with a cryptocurrency associated with them. So you buy the album, you buy the token, you've earned wealth, or you have the opportunity to build wealth. This concept is not really that difficult. It's a matter of willingness and creativity. Who is going to be at the front of the line with this? That's the question. Who's going to emerge and sit at the front of the line? Who is going to be at the decision-making table? Who? I refuse to be left out. And I refuse to go without taking some people with me. I refuse to do it. I refuse. So, yes, you can. Oh, I'm posting this even though it's so self-serving, but that's very sweet. Thank you, Alicia. Okay. Okay, so someone also asked me about automatic funding on Coinbase. I want to make sure I'm understanding. So that was Kimberly Court who asked that question. She's not here, but I think she's talking about auto drafts. I'm not necessarily opposed to auto drafts. I'm not a big fan of Coinbase. So that's my issue. I'm not a fan of Coinbase. So I probably would not let Coinbase auto draft my account. Probably wouldn't. And with the volatility of crypto, I don't know if I want to think about that and give a more thoughtful answer. I just got that one right before the class, and I don't want to let my biases get in the way. Remember, I'm very honest about the volatility, right? So I don't want to be quick to say no, but I'm careful about who can access my checking account, right? And in crypto, remember, it's not regulated and it's real hard to reach customer service. Now with Coinbase and crypto.com, you can definitely reach a customer service rep via email. That's pretty much the wave of the future, and the wave of now, right now anyway, is automated customer service with just about anything. Only I think you can still talk to people at the bank, but not at Capital One. You can't. So there's still some places that have gone to where you don't even have people anymore. So right now, I wouldn't do it. But again, I'm not a fan of Coinbase, really. So it's my 2 cents. But I will give a more thought out answer. I'm going to spend some time just kind of looking at. Well, I want to know also, Kimberly, I know you're going to watch this. I want to know like what it is that you're wanting to accomplish. And we can talk about it in the group. We can have a discussion there so that everybody can kind of learn from what it is that you're looking to understand as we kind of work through, and I give you a better answer based on me understanding what you actually want to get done. So I don't want them auto drafting. Anyway, can I also tell you, every transaction I make on an exchange, everyone, I have to call the bank and get the transaction pushed through. Like I have Bank of America, so it's extremely difficult anyway. So if you can get it to work without drama, look at you. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would feel too good about that, too comfortable with it. Okay. And then, so did anybody else have a question about auto drafts or auto debits from your account? I mean, you can set buy orders. They're not, it's not a bad thing. I just think with crypto, make sure that what you're buying, you really believe in, that you're okay with the ups and downs, that you're okay with the exchange that's doing the buying for you. Like there's some things to consider. So that's why I want to have another discussion when she's there, so I can understand exactly what she's asking. So short answer based on what I know she's asking, sorry, y'all, my hair got tangled, is no, because I don't have enough details of what you're wanting to do. But buy orders are great because remember when I was saying about consistent investing, if you have a buy order in place, you don't have to ever talk yourself into doing your consistent investment, right? So every 2 weeks, whatever other bills you have to automatically go out of your account monthly or bi-weekly, you can have your $20 buy order go out also. And you don't have to argue with yourself, oh, the tokens down or the tokens up. I don't want to do it. You don't have to do any of that. It's just going to go and it's going to be out of your account. It's going to be over and done and boop, over. So from that perspective, yeah, why not have buy orders in place? You should also have sell orders in place. And again, that's something we can talk more about in detail in the group and in an advanced class too, because buy and sell orders can be, you have to, your buy orders are easier to set than your sell orders because you want to have your, hey, Sally, welcome. Glad to have you. You want to make sure that you set them at the right levels so that you do get, so little bit of thing about buy or sell orders. All right, when a token hits a bull run, it's going, brrr, let me tell you what happens. The swaps get super duper congested and some of them completely freeze. They can go cuckoo. And so if you don't have a sell order in place, you might not be able to make your sell before everybody liquidates. And so by the time it unfreezes, it's back down. So having a sell order in place kind of automates your process and it protects you in the midst of a bull run. So to be able to take profit, you just have to make sure that you set your sell order at the level that you want it. So we can talk more about that as we go forward. All right. So the other question that I received overwhelmingly tons of is, what is Nicole investing in? I get that question all the time. Let me also start by saying my investments change regularly. I get mad and I'm like, I've been with you long enough. It's time. It's time to the left. We gotta move on. We got to move on and go our separate ways. And then some tokens, you know, I told you before when I first started, I got rug pulled. So some tokens have left me at the altar, jilted me, and it had me looking crazy. But that is how I learned some of what I've been sharing with you guys. So what am I invested in right now? So Bitcoin is my dollar cost averaging part of my life. So I'm constantly buying it. I also, did I say Bitcoin? If I did, I mean to. Bitcoin. Also, you want to keep some, yes, you did, Sally, and you can ask any questions. And you can also, this video is public, so you can go back and kind of look at some of there's been some great info shared tonight. But Ethereum is extremely important to have in your wallet all the time if you're going to be buying DeFi or decentralized tokens. So NFTs, you need those on OpenSea or some of the other platforms where NFTs are rareable, other places where they're bought and sold. You have to have Ethereum to actually make this purchase because you got to pay your gas fees. We're going to, I know that we have to spend more time on gas fees. So again, in the advanced class, we're going to talk more about that and how that all works, the mechanics of it. But so you need your Ethereum. You also need a little BNB. Now you can't, if you're in the US, you can't use the Binance exchange, but that doesn't mean that you won't buy coins on the Binance network. So, excuse me, I own something called SafeMoon. I've had it almost from the beginning. SafeMoon is on Binance. I can't move SafeMoon if I don't have some BNB. So BNB and Ethereum kind of do the same thing. They just do it on different blockchains. Ethereum is on the Ethereum network. BNB is on the Binance Smart Chain. I know this info can get a lot and I'm not tripping. I know. Remember, during the class, we stop every few slides to kind of breathe, take in the information. So I know that it can get overwhelming and I don't want to overwhelm you, but just keep that in mind. BNB, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum blockchain. It was on the Ethereum Smart Chain. Okay, so blockchain. Anyway, so you buy Ethereum-based tokens with Ethereum. You buy Binance, things on the Binance Smart Chain with BNB. You cannot buy those decentralized tokens or NFTs. With those assets cannot be purchased without that BNB or that Ethereum to use as gas. Very important. And again, there's other exchanges like Polygon. There's others, but these are your majors right now. They're up and coming though. And they're gaining big momentum. But okay, so you want to keep those in your wallet so that you have access to be able to buy. Once you've done your research and you're like, okay, I'm ready to buy. You want to have those in your wallet. You also want to have in your wallet, let's say you have decentralized tokens that you can't set a sell order for. Like it's something that's not on any exchange, but you want to be able to sell it during a bull run. Well, you certainly don't, let me be very clear. If there's a bull run and all the bulls know, please don't be the bull that still got to put ETH or BNB in your wallet so you can go and liquidate some of your profits. You will miss it. You don't have time for all that. I'm telling you, when people start selling, they sell like it's really fast, like lightning fast. So people will be watching the chart go up, and when it starts going crazy, like if it goes what's called parabolic, just goes straight up, we'll watch. And then when it's time to sell, we're selling. If you're taking profits, you may not be taking profits, but if you're taking profits, you're going to take them. And you don't want to be in a position where you don't have your wallet stock to do the transaction. Sometimes the blockchain will fail. That happened to me today. I was just trying to make a swap and my transaction failed twice and it cost me 24 something each one. I didn't get the money out and I didn't get the transaction fee back. So I lost like 50 something bucks in or $48 in transaction fees. But and then I actually got the transaction to work, so there was another $24. So ultimately, if you don't have your wallet ready to go, you're not ready to go. So you want to have ETH and BNB in your wallet at all times. Just make that your best practice. Yes, Charmaine, always have it. The great thing about ETH too is it has value. So as it grows, there's nothing wrong with buying ETH for the sake of owning ETH. Not always for it actually is worth having. So this is what you want to know about Ethereum. Remember what I said about use case, that you want to look for tokens that have a use case and a purpose? Well, the token that's used as gas for all the transactions, it's like the ultimate use case, right? So it's always going to have some value. So buying Ethereum and owning Ethereum it's a mogul move, right? Because you're buying what everyone needs to buy any Ethereum-based token or NFT. So if you can't transact on the DeFi space without Ethereum, on the Ethereum blockchain, if you can't do it without it, then that means it's worth having. Again, I don't give financial advice, but I do function inside of a logical space. So it's like, people who buy gas stations because cars aren't going to run without them. It's the same concept for Ethereum. You buy Ethereum because the blockchain isn't going to run without gas. Period. So why wouldn't you invest in the gas? That's why people who own gas stations live in these big old mansions and have their feet kicked up, and they make their kids work the gas station because they invested in the thing that makes the cars run. There's no point in having a car that you can't fuel. So there's no point in having tokens sitting in a wallet that you can't move, or even to move it to your safe place, that your wallet or your ledger, even to move it there, you need gas to get it there. So I don't just believe that you should have ETH for the sake of just having ETH. You should have ETH, for the sake of just doing transactions. You should also have ETH for the sake of buying smart in the market. It has value. It has a serious use case. Now, as its not counterpart, but as another token that functions that way, BNB on the Binance Smart Chain, it functions the same way. So absolutely, oh my gosh. Oh, I need to tell y'all that story. So BNB, it's the token that was a spinoff. So BNB is a coin that is part of the company that is Binance, and then the Binance Smart Chain, right? That token started as some change. Last summer, it was worth like $500 something. Can you imagine if you had bought the token when it was worth $1 or 80 cents and you bought maybe 500 of them? This is what I'm talking about. So when you're looking at things to invest in, definitely you want to look at layer one blockchains. There are some that are emerging. And if you can get in early, some will do well, some won't, right? Some are going to flop, some are going to fly. You want to try to find one that might fly. Anything can change in crypto, but doesn't hurt to try to find one that might fly. Okay, so Charmaine is asking, why do you need Ethereum to sell? Because Ethereum powers your transaction. The blockchain, the nodes aren't even going to talk to you without Ethereum to power your transaction if you're buying in the DeFi space, right? So you have to have it it's what converts your fiat into digital money. So fiat is real, like regular currency. It's called fiat currency. So Ethereum is like the converter. So you push your fiat into your Ethereum, turn it into Ethereum. And then Ethereum can then be converted into whatever token you're buying. So it's like your link. It's like your integration. You know how when you're building a website, you may have to plug in some different tools. You need an integrator. So consider it like an integrator or a pass-through. So it creates the fuel to get your fiat into the form that it needs to be enabled to become digital currency. You can't just, there are people that there are companies that are creating payment rails actually, where this is emerging, because remember, the market changes constantly. So there is emerging technology. Some companies already have it in use. Even Red Knight has a contract with a company called Flows, FLOOZ, where you can buy with your credit card or your checking account. But for the most part, right now, so it is emerging technology. The space moves fast, and before you know it, probably 6 months down the road, there's going to be a ton of rails that allow you to buy direct. But right now, you can't really do that in the DeFi space. You have to have something to convert your fiat into digital currency so that you can then buy digital currency. So there's no like one-to-one transaction that you can do. So that's why you need the Ethereum in order to sell or buy. Nothing is going to happen on the DeFi space without something to do that converting for you, to push the gas to push the transaction. But it's true on the Binance Smart Chain also. So if it was going to have a cousin or a brother, Ethereum's cousin or brother, stepbrother, whatever, would be BNB. It does the same thing, but on the Binance Smart Chain. Okay. So when you ask me, again, I don't give financial advice, but there's a purpose to having those in your wallet. One, they increase in value. So why not have things that increase in value? They are considered stable coins. So investing in stable coins, many experts in the industry would say that's wise. I don't disagree with them. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do not disagree with them. But then also you have a need for them if you're going to transact on either the Ethereum network or on the Binance Smart Chain. You can't even do it. There are some tokens like Shiba Inu, Saitama. There's a lot in crypto.com that you can buy where you don't have to do that. But if you're going to send it to a wallet for safekeeping, you need ETH. So Ethereum plays a role in almost everything that you do. And okay, I was going to start talking about forking. I'm not going to do that to me or you, but Ethereum is here to stay. So that's in my portfolio. I just wasted a ton of it today by accident. But sometimes the blockchain, sometimes transactions fail also. So that can happen. That happened to me today. Different things can happen. Networks can be down. My internet might have been acting wonky. Who knows? Whatever. But they could not get a consensus. That consensus algorithm that we talked about, if it doesn't give you a consensus algorithm, the transaction would fail. You don't get your money back, though, because it already did the work. The work was, will this transaction fly? Yes or no? Whatever the answer is, that's the work. So, okay. So Bitcoin, ETH, and BNB, you can dollar cost average by buying fractional shares of those. All right. Of course, Red Knight token. What? Absolutely. Why? Because it's brand new. There's just over 200 holders right now. The team is pretty dope, but I digress. The vision is great. The focus of the company is to create more safety in the DeFi space. to help people who have been scammed find ways to recover from scamming. So that's really why I was eager to accept the position there. It's a consulting position, but eager to accept it. I'm so grateful that I did. So Red Knight token is in my wallet. And I received obviously a sign-on bonus, but I had already bought some. So that was really cool. And then I'm buying more. So I believe in that token, but I believe in it. I am not a financial advisor for the 1 zillionth time, and I cannot give financial advice. It's just, obviously I believe in it. I will say this, if at any time I ever stop believing in a project, I'm not afraid to say so. I don't care. I don't believe in flooding a project. I think it's very wrong to do. Just because you no longer believe in it doesn't mean that you should cause people not to believe in it. But we should always be doing research. We should always be following the communities, always be talking to the development team and keeping our finger on the pulse of anything that we've invested in. So Red Knight token. Shibrobi is a new one I'm loving. I'm actually doing a community mashup with Shibrobi next week on live. You guys can watch and you can meet members of that team. So we're going to talk about Red Knight and Shibrobi. I really like that token. So I'm about to buy into that one. So that's one. There's another one called Cult DAO. So it's a little up right now, but I like the vision. I don't like buying up though. So I'm trying to figure out if it's going to go down again. I don't know. That one's really popular. If it does though, I'm buying in. I'm gonna ape in. Like a good little crypto degen. And then of course Saitama V2. Saitama has had a bumpy ride since it had its pumps. Bumpy and scary. But what they haven't done is given up. So I haven't given up on my investment in Saitama. So I will probably continue to add in small incremental ways. Shiba Inu, not going anywhere. I love that token. They're in the news right now because they've just released a plan for another stable coin called Treat. So they've got some new things in the works. I never have liked Dogecoin very much, and I did at one point sell all my Doge because I was like, why am I buying this coin? It's a way high. Like if I'm going to be in meme tokens, I'm looking to buy them very early. And so it was too late for me to be early in Doge. But Doge has some new things on the horizon, so I may buy into that one again. I'm strongly considering it. I probably am, just to make sure that whatever gains can be gained, I don't miss. Metaverse, Decentraland, I like that. Crypto.com, if you notice, Crypto.com is growing, even though it's a retail, well-known mainstream exchange. And I say all the time, look for decentralized token. I'm going to say this, pay attention to the moves that those size companies are making. So they own the rights to the advertising on the Staples Center. Like they own that. So it's not the Staples Center anymore. It's Crypto.com Center. That's big. And I believe they're getting into racing based on what I just saw on their screen. We were looking at it. So they have a coin called CRO. Again, dollar cost averaging into that token is something I'm doing. Can't tell you what to do, but that's what I'm doing. I have several. ApeCoin. That's one. I even have one called FEG. That's on the Binance Smart Chain. So FEG, SafeMoon, ApeCoin, Saitama V2, Red Knight token. Red Knight till I die. Okay. Yes, I can act very silly. But I mean it though. I love Red Knight token. I love the team. I'm fortunate that I get to know the hearts and minds of the dev team, one-on-one. So I know their commitment. I know their sacrifices that they're making, and I love them very much. I've come to really love them as my brothers. So I believe in that project. It's got a long road ahead of it. It's going to be a process for it to get to like massive profitability, because it's going to depend on adoption, but we're gaining traction. And so I just see really great things for the project. Shibrobi, Cult. Yeah. So, I mean, I have a lot more, but some of them are so cuckoo. I wouldn't even want to talk about them because I don't want to see you guys like ape into something. Like some of them. Have you ever played Temple Run when the lady she ends up jumping off the wall? She's like, ah, that's me. Sometimes I've just jumped in the tokens and I'm just like, ah, I don't want to ask y'all to do that. But yes, gotcha, Charmaine. I'll explain dollar cost averaging in the group. Okay, so that's really all the questions that I have written down. Y'all have asked some amazing questions. We're getting close to the 2-hour mark. And again, yeah, I know how it is trying to take all this in. Our brains, we've had an amazing week. Some of us have been in the sponge room. But my sponge is full. And I'm sure y'all sponges are full too. So I think this would probably be a good place to kind of take a minute, maybe let a few days go by. We can do another live Q&A. You guys can submit questions who didn't take the class. I'm so energetic. Well, I have a 7-year-old, even in my elderly age. So I don't get a chance to not be. But you guys, I love y'all. I'm so grateful to be part of this journey with y'all. And thank you for allowing me to help you. Yes, it was amazing, Alicia. Absolutely amazing. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for y'all. I'm looking forward to learning together, doing projects together, just whatever it is that we come up with. The sky's the limit, and then there is no limit. For anybody who didn't take the class, I did put the links to register in the top of the comments. They're on my Facebook page. You can talk to any one of these people who have taken the class. They can tell you this. I'm not offering you a fly-by-night experience by far. I'm trying to give you as much as I can. I'm not holding a multi-level marketing class. I don't have nothing like that going on. I'm literally trying to say, this is moving. This train is moving. And it may leave a lot of people behind. And I hate to see that happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that a lot of people will get outside of themselves and just do it. And I was reminded of something when I was talking to you guys at the beginning about, making bold action. I was reminded of a book that I read, just dropped something, years ago called The Dream Giver. I'm going to post it in the group, and I'm also going to post it on my Facebook page, but I think it's going to mean a lot to the people in the group. It's written by Bruce Wilkinson, and you'll think of it. I know a lot of you guys are very advanced in your Christian walk, but when you read the book, it's a parable about somebody who has a big dream, and then he steps out and all the resistance that he faces. And really, all of us, that is our story. Mama Joe! Why you gonna show up in the room while we're just finishing, y'all? There is a lovely lady in the room, my friend from Australia. She's part of the Shibrobi team. Y'all just say hi to Mama Joe. I'm sending you kisses all the way to Australia. I love you. That's why you just showing up, because it's late. It's early over there, late here. Be careful trying to be in the car while you're listening to me. We were literally getting ready to close, but I'm sure glad that you came in. So these are some of the students from the Crypto Wealth for Beginners class. And I just told them that we're doing a mashup with Shibrobi next week. I don't even know if I haven't told you yet, but I was able to get that confirmed. So we're going to do that. Hopefully they'll be able to join. And we just did a whole question and answer. Yes, AMA really soon. Absolutely. So an AMA, guys, means ask me anything, and the cryptocurrencies do that. They will host sessions, weekly, monthly, where, oh, good, that's good. So I hope you can be there, at least participating somehow. It's going to be good. So an AMA is really where two communities talk about the cryptocurrency market in general, the climate, what their projects are doing, places where they intersect. our two teams have a lot of people in common. We have some common goals in terms of wanting to shift the DeFi space into something beautiful. So Mama Joe just stopped by, and she is one of those people who gets it. So she lives in Australia, and she's on the Shibrobi team, and she's amazing. So y'all just met another another, what did I say? What kind of degen? Oh gosh, I forgot. Anyway, a wholesome degen. If there's such a thing as a wholesome degen, she's a wholesome degen. So we're absolutely crypto degenerates, but we have made it our business to treat people well in the space and to be willing to support, to share. You're amazing too. I'm not the only one, like not by far. There's people in the space that want to see things go our way, and we won't be left out. And we're going to take as many people with us as we can. So what a brilliant way for this session to close, guys, that you get to meet somebody from the community. So it gets a little bit more real when it's not just me. And there's more people that you will meet if y'all. Next week I have 2 live events. I'm going to be interviewing. Oh, that's important, because in the class we talked about staking your crypto. So next week, on Tuesday, I'm doing a live broadcast with Gabe Gable from Brew Labs. I know you guys may remember in the class I kind of showed you the it's okay, Mama Joe. Again, y'all are like 28 hours. I know the flight is 28 hours, but I think you're like almost a full 12. I don't know. It's a lot of many hours ahead of us on the clock. So I know it's hard to get our clocks together. So no problem. I'm just grateful that you're here. But next week, I'll be interviewing Gabe from Brew Labs. He's going to talk about farming. He's going to touch a little bit on staking. So those of you who are wanting to learn more about making your crypto into more passive income, that will be an amazing class session. It's free. It's literally free knowledge. I'm not charging for it. It's literally an executive from the company that wrote the contract for Red Knight token and for many, many others. He's going to be on my YouTube page talking about staking and farming your Red Knight token, but any of the tokens that they have on their platform. Yes, Mama Joe, she said a mouthful, y'all. We are in the future. We are in the future. That's right. And then on Thursday, so that's Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central with Gabe from Brew Labs, guys. And then Thursday, we're doing a community mashup with, remember, we have all these other names in this space. So the marketing person for Shibrobi, Young Snack, she's wonderful. She's brilliant. She will be on with me, and hopefully some other members of the Red Knight token team. So you guys will be able to ask questions, interact with both teams, other members of Shibrobi's community. And so you guys will get a feel for a real community mashup between 2 tokens, an AMA where you have development team members there. I really hope that you join us for that, guys, because it's an experience like none other. But when you know the people, it's an even safer experience. I want you guys to have as many safe experiences as you can as you venture into the space. So that's Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Now, in our private group, of course, I'm gonna put the schedule up, and I'll have the YouTube thumbnails for you to join. But I'm gonna continue to have more and more content for you to kind of make sure that you stay ahead and that you're able to be exactly what Mama Joe just said. We are in the future, where you remain in the future, that you remain ahead of the curve. So tonight you have literally given me awesome questions. I'm grateful, so grateful for the opportunity to be before you. I was telling you about the Dream Giver book. I'm going to post it in our group. I'm going to share it on my regular Facebook page. I hope that you all will get that book. I'll try to find it on Amazon and put the link for it. I highly recommend it at any point in your life when you're embarking on a new journey. It's a simple book, but it is absolutely like one of the most important reads that I've ever had. Even with all y'all know I'm into like Andrew Murray and FB Meyer, like all the old pillars, but when it comes to the simplicity of a faith walk in the midst of massive, new, bold decisions, that book has sustained me many times. So I definitely want to share it with you. It's called The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. So I will definitely get the link before I shut it down completely for the night. That's going to be posted. So with that, I love you guys. I'm so grateful for you all. I look forward to our group growing. I look forward to the vision growing. I look forward to seeing you guys all do exactly what Charmaine said, becoming Mogul Factory tycoons. I just know that great things are ahead, and I appreciate you all. So I bid you a good night, a wonderful weekend. You know you can reach out to me anytime. I can't tell you enough how much I love you and appreciate you. So I will see you soon. I just want to hug all of y'all. I wish we all lived right here so we can see each other again. Yes, definitely, Mama Joe. I'll see you soon too. We'll talk soon. But guys, and this right here, that's just proof. This is a global society that we live in, but there is nothing stopping us from having warm and beautiful relationships with people all over the world, real ones. And guess what? Not just in ministry. That's one of the things I've tried to share too. It's not just in ministry. Like I didn't meet Mama Joe through ministry, but it's warm and beautiful. It's possible. It's possible. So anyway, I will let you get your weekend started. Y'all can go party hard. As mommies and grandmommies and uncles and aunties and daddies and whatever. But I look forward to talking with y'all. You know how to reach me if you need me. Y'all have a great night. I love you very, very much. Thank you so much.